Many words in English have similar sounds but different spellings, which can be very confusing. English is also filled with words having interchangeable, comparable, but not identical meanings. Hi, my name is Teacher Manette from chrisamericas.com, where we help you to level up and show the world the best version of yourself. This video is the second in a series of 3 videos about commonly misunderstood words in English. Each video contains a few sets of commonly misunderstood words. Make sure that you watch all 3 videos. In the first video, we covered the following words: affect versus effect, breath versus breathe, defense versus defense, empathy versus sympathy, father versus further, grey versus grey, imply versus infer, lay versus lie, than versus then, and whose versus whose. Before we get started with today's video, I would like to remind you that there is a PDF document under this video that you can download to practice some of these words. Let's get started with video number 2 of 3. Commonly misunderstood words, part 2. Number 1. Advice versus advice. Advice, spelled with a C, is a noun, meaning to offer guidance, express a view or recommendation that is worth following. For example, I really think that you need to go and see a doctor for some advice. Advice, spelled with an S, is a verb, meaning a viewpoint or suggestion provided as a model for behavior, actions, and so on. For example, her doctor advised her to start eating healthy and to start doing some exercise. Number 2, among versus between. Among is a preposition meaning an indication of a relationship between numerous elements that are informal or social. As a result of being a part of a group, crowd, or mass of objects, we use the word among to describe things that are not easily distinguished. For example, she enjoyed being among her friends as they made her feel alive. Between is a preposition or an adverb, meaning demonstrates the relationship between one object and another, or to numerous other things. When referring to 2 clearly distinct entities, we use the word between. For example, if we do not want to be late, we should leave between 6 and 7. Number 3, capital versus capital. Capital, spelled with an A, is a noun. This term has different meanings. The first meaning, it can be used to describe a city that houses the government. For example, Berlin is the capital of Germany. The second meaning, it can be used to refer to money. For example, I do not have a lot of capital with me, but I can take my card with me. The third meaning, it can be used to refer to an uppercase letter in writing. For example, remember to start your sentences with capital letters. The fourth meaning, the most important place for a particular business or activity. For example, which country is the financial capital of the world? Capital, spelled with an O, is a noun, meaning a term used to describe the location of the parliamentary government's meetings. For example, there will be an important meeting in the capital next month. Number 4, compliment versus compliment. Compliment, spelled with an I, is a noun or a verb, meaning a statement that shows support, esteem, or admiration. For example, she takes it as a compliment when someone thinks that she is younger than she actually is. Compliment, spelled with an E, is a verb, meaning to combine with something else in order to make it appear better or more appealing. For example, vanilla ice cream complements many baked desserts. Number 5, disinterest versus uninterest. Disinterest is a noun, meaning a circumstance or event in which one is uninvolved or gains no particular benefit or advantage. For example, she enjoys showing her disinterest in books by watching movies instead. Uninterest is an adjective meaning not enthusiastic or unwilling to participate. For example, they are completely uninterested in what others have to say about them. Number 6. Emigrate versus immigrate. Emigrate is a verb meaning to permanently leave one country and settle in another country. For example, a lot of people emigrate nowadays as it is easier than it was a few years ago. Immigrate is a verb meaning to move abroad and live there. For example, they immigrated when he was only 8 years old. Number 7. Flaunt versus flout. Flaunt is a verb meaning in order to attract appreciation, to make something of which you are particularly proud of known or obvious. For example, he doesn't flaunt the fact that he got promoted and now earns a high salary. Flout is a verb meaning to willfully disobey a command, law, or habit. For example, some passengers flout the law by not wearing their safety belts. Number 8. Historic versus historical. Historic is an adjective meaning potentially significant historical events, famous, important, and influential. For example, I love visiting countries with a lot of historic buildings. Historical is an adjective meaning related to researching or presenting information from the past. For example, she found a lot of historical documents and letters from the war in the archive cabinet. Number 9. It's versus its. It's with an apostrophe S is a contraction. It's is a contraction of it is or it has. For example, it's my turn to cook dinner tonight. It's been a great weekend. It's without the apostrophe S is a determiner meaning having to do with or being related to something that has already been addressed. For example, the cat heard its paw when it jumped from the counter to the floor. Number 10. Lose versus loose. Lose is a verb. This word has a few meanings. The first meaning, to no longer possess something because you are unsure of its location. For example, if you lose your shoes again, I won't buy new ones. The second meaning, when something or someone that has value is taken away from you. For example, how did you lose your sight? The third meaning, to stop having an emotion. For example, I do not understand why some people lose faith in their abilities once things start getting difficult. The fourth meaning, to own less of something than you previously did. For example, a few years ago, it was easy to lose weight, but now I am struggling. Loose is an adjective, meaning not properly secured or attached. For example, please make sure that all loose wires are put in place before you finish today. Thank you for watching this video. Remember to press like, press subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Practice using these commonly misunderstood words by downloading the available PDF document and giving it a go. If you want to use English to take your career to the next level, then click on the link under this video to join our Level Up training program. And if you want speaking practice with native teachers all day, every day, then watch our free 16-minute lesson about how you can understand what I am saying now, but still can't speak. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.